into the machine my numbers on there, and then you can.
Study guide.
Study guide? Yes, I'll post one.
Today?
No. Well, okay, I shouldn't say no like that. I should say no as in I'm not sure how far I'll get. So depending on how far we get, what's going to be.
You still don't have office hours?
Yeah. Yeah. Just not tomorrow because tomorrow's a holiday.
It's not that bad.
Yes.
Like, I can't do it over the weekend.
Okay. This is just too much, people. Okay, so that takes us into 6.1, the antiderivative. And integral calculus.
So this was,
What was this section?
It was actually chapter 7.
Lots of code.
Chapter 7. Yes.
so you used to quit crying time.
So the take home point's only over 7.1?
Oh,
How is
yeah.
it antiderivative? Is this like chapter 3 all over you?
Yes, but in reverse. Yeah, that's when you run the football the other way.
Interception.
No. If you stop and then throw a back pass on the reverse, then it's interception.
So the test is going to be like 6.1, 6.2, and then that's it.
It's 6.1, 6.3, I think, and 6.4.
What?
I ain't
So
double check.
chapter
Which-
7 won't be on it? Will it just be-
Because
It's take home part of the test.
Oh, so it won't be on that?
No.
Well, I know how to do it antiderivative.
Okay, people. Apparently, y'all aren't listening to me right now, so let's go ahead and try to do that to listen to me. In section chapter 6, what we are now going to be looking at is finding what is called the antiderivative. The antiderivative is simply the reverse process of the derivative. Okay? It is the reverse property of the oh, shoot. Let me stop and then.
Over here is answering all my questions too.
And you have a roll line classical like that?
Well, basically that's what I'm doing. Basically that's what I'm doing. Okay, so yes, no, they can't see y'all.
Oh, you can hear stuff.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Okay, so the derivative of this thing right here, f prime of x, is equals to 6x minus 8, correct? That's the derivative. To find the antiderivative of this expression, first and foremost, I will give you the notation, and it's very funny. It is a elongated s. You put in what you want to find the antiderivative of, and then you add in a dx at the end.
Oh.
This entire thing right here means find the antiderivative of 6x minus 8. Another way of saying this right here, is to take the integral of 6x minus 8. Yes?
I know it's like working on some homework and like the examples they were providing us, it was showing like dx, like I
Yeah, it was.
dy dx, I'll actually hit on that in a little bit. That's something that I will cover as well. Okay, so with this right here, technically I already know the answer, right? The antiderivative of this is this, right? So this will be equals to 3x squared minus 8x plus
0, because it's a constant.
it is actually going to be an unknown constant. So you put in the letter C. Hold on. I am actually being serious. And that is because when you take the derivative of a constant, the answer is always 0, correct? So if this was a 10, wouldn't this still be the same derivative? If this was 100, wouldn't this still get the same derivative? Right? So when I'm taking the antiderivative, I always will have an unknown number. The constant that vanished when I took the derivative. And because of that, we always have to add in at the end a plus c. Always. And on the first set of homework, whatever, this is the most missed part of the question. Everyone just forgets the plus c.
because you're so used to putting 0 on that.
Yeah, that's the next mistake. A lot of people just take the derivative. So, let's go ahead and write down the rules for finding the derivative, shall we? let's go ahead and write down our rules for finding our derivative. Very simply, if I have a function f of x is equals to a multiplied by x to the nth power, the antiderivative of that function will be equals to a x raised to the n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Say again? The antiderivative.
So that bottom is the answer. That's what you want, that whole.
This is, yes, this is the answer. Questions? I am waiting.
What does this mean?
What does this mean right here? This right here, along with the dx right here, means find the antiderivative. Oh, means take the integral. Take the integral. Integral. G-R-A-L. Okay, it's called integral calculus. You have the derivative calculus, what we were doing before. We're now doing integral calculus. And to do that right here, I have to do the opposite of the derivative. What's the derivative? The derivative is a two-step process, right? Multiply by the power and then subtract 1, right? The antiderivative, which is the reverse of that, will be to add 1 to the power and then divide. Make sense? Huh?
It's the opposite of multiply.
Yeah, it's the opposite. And of course, I have to then add the unknown constant.
Okay, so when you take in the dx or whatever, you just put all that over n plus 1?
Yes. The dx and the s vanish. You see these two things right here? They are together. They together mean find the antiderivative. Once you find the antiderivative, they both go away.
So the 8x, that's the antiderivative?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's look at an example. In fact, let's redo the same example we just did right here. So I want to find the integral of 6x minus 8 dx right here. Right? And so what's the power of x right here? 1, right? And so what I need to do is add 1 to that power. What's 1 plus 1?
2.
So this right here is 6x squared, and then I have to divide by the same number. I have to divide by 2.
Oh, so you have to be, oh, okay. So then it'd be 3x.
Minus, and the derivative of negative 8 is going to be 8x. And then I have my plus c.
Oh, a constant. Because it's going backwards.
Hold on. Let me finish first, then I can ask questions. Let you ask questions. 6 divided by 2 is? And so this becomes 3x squared minus 8x plus c. This right here is that same answer. Okay? I am just unwinding the derivative, so I'm doing the opposite of the derivative function. To take the derivative right here, what am I going to do? I'm going to go 2 times 3 is 6, and then subtract 1, and this 2 is going to become a 1, correct? This is the opposite of that. I am adding 1 to the power and then divided by 2.
So that's
How do you get the 8x?
The 8x, you know whenever you take the derivative of a term of, what's the derivative of 8x? 8, right? So whenever you have a number by itself, you add an x in. Yes, Mr. Winter.
So
Yes.
you multiply by 1 and you add, wait, you add by 1 and multiply by 1.
Add by 1 and then divide by the power.
So if it was 3, then you would divide by 3.
Yes. As we're about to see in some more examples.
This is different.
So, let's say I have the antiderivative of 8x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x minus 8. Of course, I have to have a dx because these two things are always come together. question so far what the problem is saying or asking us to do. It is asking us to find the antiderivative. Yes?
So when we see dx, that means find the antiderivative. That would be.
It is the two of them together. The s and the dx together mean find the antiderivative. If I have time, I'll explain why. There is a very specific reason why it's written that way. But the two of them together, you cannot have the dx by itself. That means something different than we have in the s
So I'm
dx.
saying on the test, that's the question. Like that would be.
That's how it will be written out. Yes.
Do we need to do the derivative first and then do the answer?
No, we're just taking the antiderivative of this thing right here.
Alright.
So, I'll do the first one and then I'll let you do the rest. So this one right here is I have to add 1 to the power. So what's 3 plus 1?
4.
So it's x to the 4th power, and then I divide by
4.
I mean, simplify that. That'll give me my final answer. Go ahead and do the remaining pieces.
So we're not done with that 8 to the x4 divided by 4, but that's not done.
It simplifies to
So 1 over 4.
simplifies to 2x.
2x. Oh, you're right.
Right, 2x to the 4th power, right?
You're right.
How did you,
Yeah.
how did you get x to the fourth instead of x to the third? Add one and
When you take the derivative, you subtract 1, correct? We're doing the antiderivative, so we're going to have to add 1 to the power. Yes?
well, look at this.
Oh, the answer. That works fine. We good? Ready to see the answer?
I got one.
Ready to see the
Can you
answer?
say that real quick?
Just put down the answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, so right here, this becomes minus 6x cubed over 3. And then this becomes plus 4x squared over 2. And then it becomes minus 8x. And then I have plus c on the edge. On the edge. Right?
I mean, you could
You
put,
got hold the edge.
you could put over 1 though, right? But
Yeah, you can put over 1 if you want to. But
it doesn't make no sense.
and that becomes 2x to the 4th power minus 2x squared plus 2x cubed, sorry. Minus 2x squared minus 8x plus